Hey everyone, so this is my review of The Librarians, Season 3, Episode 4, called Self-Fulfilled Prophecy. And basically what this episode is about is that the Librarians work to try and stop this weird supernatural assassin from its attempts to try and kill Baird. And Baird tries to work with that to try and figure out some way to break out of this prophecy that she's supposed to die. And this was a really great and interesting episode that had some, twist to it that I weren't expecting, and it was just really fun to watch everything play out. And I really enjoyed the beginning of this episode, where they, had three of them waking up and, not really remembering what all happened, and, having that bit of, a retrace of everything. But I'm not happy with how they chose to, organize that retracing. It just kind of was thrown in there, in my opinion. So it was kind of like, oh, okay, now they're suddenly back in time, and now they're back in the present, and that just was a little hard to follow, but it was okay enough to still watch. I really liked all, the planning and explanation around, the prophecy glass and prophecy cubes that they had riddled throughout this episode. That was really cool to see them, showing, oh, you have to do this and this to be able to possibly break the prophecy glass from coming true and stuff like that. That was really cool to see them play that out. But it was a little weird how this episode had it, at the beginning when they first were learning about the prophecy glass, they, completely avoided wanting to use it. They didn't want to touch it or anything like that. But then later in this episode, they were using it all the time to, just see what was beyond, the next door and stuff. So that was a little weird of their, change of opinion. Then I might have missed it, but, it felt really weird about Cassandra's change from where she was, at the pool with everyone else in the one school scene, to then all of a sudden she was just, gone, and then all of a sudden she shows up back at the library. So I don't know if I missed, her saying, oh, I'm gonna go check this out with Jenkins or something like that, where it was a reason why she left the pool. But it just, I feel like I either missed that or it wasn't there, and all of a sudden she was just gone. And that felt a little weird. And I wish they would have gone into a bit more detail with, the side characters that were just in this one episode. That were following around Ezekiel and Baird and that whole group. I wish they would have gone into more detail with these sort of side characters instead of sort of having them be almost like shadows to the main librarians and guardian. I don't know why I forgot that word. But, yeah, they just seem almost, like I said, like shadows to them. They really weren't all that important until they were necessary to be important. But I did like that with those side characters that they did eventually come back to the one thing that I noticed, where one of the side characters brought up the term and name of prophecy glass before Baird or Ezekiel or anyone said the term prophecy glass. She already knew it. So that was cool that they did harken back to that there was a reason behind why she knows about it. And then I did like that they did have little, factoids and things of Greek mythology sort of riddled throughout this whole episode, kind of connecting things together and all that. That was really cool to see. And I did really especially the ending moments with Jenkins and, his immortality and old age sort of helping or hindering certain things here and there. He can't use a prophecy glass because he's immortal, but he can do all this other stuff because he's lived for so long that he knows some of this stuff. That was really cool that he was a major role in this episode to eventually help fix things. And then the hourglass was a really cool sort of thing that they gave to Barrett in this episode to sort of help her out and give her a bit more courage about the possibility of her death. Because she knows she can't die until the sand runs out on the hourglass. So whenever she came to a decision where it was life or death, she knew that she'd live because there was still sand in the hourglass. And I thought that was really cool to sort of have in there to keep her moving. And just overall, this was a really fun and really entertaining episode that I just really enjoyed watching. So yeah, that's my review of The Librarians, Season 3, Episode 4, called Self-Fulfilling Prophecy. And, yeah. Bye!